So another thing, and we've talked about this, just teaching employees HSA hacks, basically tips on
shortcuts, tips. You bet.
Yeah. So what are some of the main? things
There's a lot of hacks, and unfortunately, or fortunately, we just have to help people understand what they are, and that's where I think you and I can really make a difference for some of your clients. But one of the greatest hacks I think of all is again, it's that employee that doesn't have money set aside and yet still gets sick or injured. And so just establishing an HSA is a great hack, and putting a small contribution in it to kind of get you up and running.
Having it set up
and established and you're ready. And so even if down the road, a year or 2 years down the road, let's say I break a leg, and maybe the bill to put a cast on my leg is $500. If I don't have $500 in that account at the time, the good news is I'm still entitled to pay that $500, 70 cents on the dollar. So whether I'm back to you as my employer asking you to take some money out of my check and put into the health savings account, or at any time in the future. So this is the hack. An incurred claim any time into the future with absolutely no time limit. Tax-free money can be taken out of a health savings account. So again, if I broke my leg today and had no money in my health savings account, but I paid my emergency room for that, down the road, be it 1 year, 5 years, 25 years, I have an eligible expense. And if I want to take that out of my HSA sometime down the road and do something else with it, that's my business. I think that's a great hack.
Yeah.
It's just to make sure that we're always taking advantage of the buying care at 70 cents on the dollar.
Yep.
One of the others is now this isn't really how HSAs are designed to work, but we just know some employees are going to actually at maybe some point take money out of their HSA and pay for something that's not considered a qualified medical expense. Now the IRS set these up to be tax-free on the way in, to grow tax-free, and tax-free on the way out, as long as it's to pay for a qualified expense.
Yep.
If I do this and I pay for a non-qualified expense, there is a penalty. So we're subject to a small penalty and to pay the income tax back. One of the other great hacks is after age 65, that penalty goes away.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like we spoke about earlier, but the HSA becomes a very powerful spending piece after 65. Another thing that I think a lot of HSA owners don't understand is even if at my employer here, I'm only insuring myself. Now I'm married and I have 2 kids, and my wife actually insures them at her job, and she does not have a HSA. But because my wife and both of my kids are tax dependents of mine, I can actually take money out of my health savings account and pay for their expenses tax-free as well, even though they're not covered by my employer's health insurance plan.
Great.